Welcome back to Undisputed. I'm in my little hovel here on the west side of Los Angeles. Shannon Sharp, my partner, is way up there on the hill in Bel Air in his palatial estate, and we are talking Patriots. Shannon Sharp, how are you, Shannon?
Yes.
Bill Belichick yesterday brought back Brian Hoyer. Then he cut Stephen Gostkowski, who's been one of the best kickers in NFL history. And now Mel Kiper says in his latest mock draft that just maybe Bill Belichick will take Jordan Love, the kid out of Utah State. Some are saying might be the next Patrick Mahomes with the 23rd overall pick in the first round. Other than that, Belichick has made little to no moves in free agency, none to speak of. So, Mr. Sharp, as you see it right now, are the Patriots without Tom Brady even a playoff team?
Look, I know it's hard for people to believe, but Coach Belichick is very, very calculated. Now, he's very callous, but he's calculated also, Skip. Those are two C words that I can say Coach Belichick is. He's callous and he's calculated. He does not do anything without rhyme or reason. Skip, you remember, like his second year, he cut Lawyer Malloy because he refused to take a pay cut on a Tuesday, and they had a game that Sunday. So we know he's callous. Him cutting Stephen Gostkowski, I'm not surprised. He cut Tyquan Underwood the night before the Super Bowl to bring a guy, activate a guy from the practice squad, and the guy didn't even play. So we know he's callous, but he's also very calculated. Skip, he's been planning for this day without Tom Brady for years. Now, he tried to speed that process up and make it happen a few years ago. It's only now people started like, man, he cold-hearted, he cold-blooded, he let Tom Brady walk out the door. Yeah. He's never going to get close enough to someone, Skip, to let that relationship affect the business aspect, the football aspect of his job. Your question was, are they going to be a playoff team? The question is, with the expectations that we now have for the Buffalo Bills, the expectations we now have for the Miami Dolphins, do we believe they're going to be able to meet those expectations? Because we have expectations for those two teams, and seemingly since Tom Brady has walked out of the door, we have very little expectations for the Patriots. They're a dangerous team when they're like this. I'm not going to bet against them. And it's not that I'm not betting against them. I'm not betting against Coach Belichick. He'll have that defense ready, and they'll play a lot of games, Skip. A lot of games will be close. They might win some. A lot of these close games, Skip, they would normally win with Tom Brady. They might lose. But if you think they're going to get blown out and they're going to look pathetic, I don't see that happening.
I am going to bet against Coach Belichick. As you know, I'm not a big fan of his, in large part because of what he just did to Tom Brady. He went out of his way, did Belichick, over the last 2.5 football seasons to make Tom Brady's life as miserable as possible and tried to drive Tom Brady out of Foxborough, and it finally worked. And now he's in a race to get back to the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Who's going to get there first? Obviously, Tom's just got 2 more shots in Tampa Bay. I still can't wrap my mind around Tom Brady in a Tampa Bay uniform. I don't know, orange and red and pewter. I don't know.
What if
it happened?
What if they put him in the creamsicles?
And they might. Why not? I don't know.
The old Buck uniform.
I know. I actually kind of like those a little bit. So maybe they will go back to those. But the point is, I'm liking Brady's chances next year a whole lot more than I like Belichick's, because I believe Belichick will get exposed without Tom Brady as his buffer in the locker room, as the leader of his locker room, as the one guy who can rise above and transcend the dictator that was Bill Belichick, sometimes the you-know-what, I can't say the word, that was Bill Belichick. He could get away with near murder in that locker room because Tom Brady would always have his back and say, come on, guys, it's okay. It's just the way it is around here. We're still going to go win the Super Bowl. He's going to miss Tom Brady in execution, especially in fourth quarters, and just overall huddle and in line of scrimmage leadership. So where is he left at quarterback? Again, for a while, it looked like he was going to go with Jared Stidham, 4th round pick, and he could say, look, I found my next Tom Brady, not the 6th round, but I found him in the 4th round. I'm not sold on Jared Stidham. I told you I've watched him a lot. at Baylor and at Auburn. I thought in the biggest moments, he started to unravel, and I thought he lost his poise. And God bless him if he's going to try to step into those winged cleats in Foxborough next year if he gets thrown into that fire post-Tom Brady. And then I look at what else do you have? You got Brian Hoyer, who's now on his 10th stop in the NFL. Would he start Brian Hoyer? He might next year. I like Brian Hoyer okay, but again, where are you going? Are you going for 8-8? You going for 7-9? I don't know. So again, Mel Kiper, latest mock. Well, there are two things going on in that first round. That's Jordan Love at number 23. And I don't know what you think of Jordan Love. You know, I hear a lot of good things about him. I'll be the first to admit, I did not watch Utah State one snap last year. I watched Jordan Love in the Senior Bowl this year. Yeah, and Jordan Love threw 6 passes in the Senior Bowl. He was a starter, and he completed 4. He looked pretty good. He's 6'4", 225. He's prototype. He's obviously more athletic than Tom Brady, but he ain't Tom Brady. And I'm not sure about his accuracy. I'm not sure about it. Remember, Jordan Love in his previous year at Utah State, I guess that would have been his sophomore year. Yeah, remember, the previous year, he was 32-6 touchdowns, interceptions. And then last year, they had coaching change. They had a lot of new players on both sides of the ball. They lost a lot of starters, and he went 20-17 touchdowns to interceptions. I don't know. The problem is, every time I hear Todd McShay rave about Jordan Love, I'm just not sure he's going to last to number 23 in the first round. But maybe that would be the successor ultimately. Or it could be Stiddy, as now the McCourtys are calling him on their podcast that they do, Stiddy, as in Jared Stidham. I don't know, because around them is what? It's the same bunch of near garbage that Tom Brady had to try to rise above last year. Because, Shannon, free agency, look what Belichick's done. He brought in, these are immortal players in the NFL. You're aware of Bo Allen, a backup defensive tackle, or how about Demir Bird? I liked him okay in Arizona last year. He started a few games for Kyler's team, but
he ain't changing no one's life, though.
Your life. Nope. And Adrian Phillips was hurt last year for the Chargers, but 2 years ago, back to 2018, he made the Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro as a special teams player. So you went and got a really good special team. Way to go, Bill. I give you that. Special teams are a third of the equation. But where have you improved? You kept Devin McCourty. You tagged Joe Tooney. Wow. You kept the immortal. He is immortal. Matthew Slater is a great special teams player. So help me out. Think of the losses, Shannon. Yeah. Look at all the guys you've lost on defense. Kyle Van Noy, Jamie Collins, Danny Shelton, Nate Ebner, Landon Roberts, then Deron Harmon they traded. Ted Karras, your starting center last year, is gone. I don't know. This team, to me, looks pretty mediocre on paper, right?
Skip, Coach Belichick did all this to show, I'm going to leave no doubt, it was me. Tom Brady left because he wanted to show no doubt it was me. But Coach Belichick, Skip, even if he makes the playoffs with this team, with all the losses that you just mentioned, he has to be in the running for Coach of the Year if he can make the playoff with this roster as you mentioned it.
Okay, I'll give you that. Okay, so think about his division. Buffalo made the playoffs. Again, you talk about expectations. Now they're going to be expected to make the playoffs next year. Will they? I don't know. You know, I think they're better than the Patriots are right now. And I love the culture that Sean McDermott has installed and instilled in Buffalo, which brings me to the Dolphins. Late in the year, they knocked off the Eagles, and then they knocked the Patriots really out of the playoffs, even though what they did, they knocked them out of the 2 seed and lost the bye week. So 2 big wins for Brian Flores' team down the stretch. Then they go out in free agency, and they get Byron Jones. Again, I'm not the biggest fan because he doesn't intercept balls, but he's still a talented kid. And then they get Kyle Van Noy and Shaq Lawson and Emmanuel Ogbah. And I mentioned Ted Karras, Jordan Howard, Landon Roberts went there. And then check this out. They have the 5th overall pick, and they have an NFL high 14 draft picks, and they have 2 other first-round picks. So they have 3 first-round picks, including number 5. Right now, in Mel Kiper's latest, he's got Tua going to the Dolphins. So again, what if they're Fitzmagic handing off eventually to Tua in Miami? Well, you love Tua. What if they do draft Tua?
They can,
Are you, now what, Belichick?
And that would be great. I mean, because Fitzpatrick can keep the ship steady for a year. But normally, what happens, Skip, after he has a great year, after he's up, he normally comes down. So I believe at some point in time, if they were to draft Tua or whomever, I believe that the 5th pick is going to be a quarterback, be it Tua or Herbert. I believe they're going to get one of those guys. But normally, what happens is that when Fitzpatrick plays well one year, he normally falls off the next year, and that guy is probably going to have to play. You would hope not, but given what you've seen from Fitzpatrick over his career, that's what normally happens. But Coach Belichick really wants to leave no doubt in anyone's mind, Skip. He did this for a reason. He's been plotting, he's been methodically and systematically plotting this for an extended period of time, and he finally got his way. He finally won out. So no one should be surprised that, you know what? I think they are surprised because, Skip, when you do it, it's like, oh, that was Lawyer Malloy. Oh, who is Tyquan Underwood? He's a nobody. Or, they released Ty Law and they trade Richard Seymour. Oh, those are nobody. But Tom Brady, I kept telling people, talk to Coach Belichick and you watch him, you observe him, everybody's the same. All you are a decal. You're a patriot. He doesn't show favoritism. He never has, he never will. Because he knows at some point in time, Skip, he's going to have to make a very difficult decision. Now,